Hi, this is Heather Kenny, and this is the third and final part of my textual analysis project for COM 610, in which I analyze an internal video explaining the rebranding and renaming of the Tribune Publishing Company to Tronc to the company's employees, who are mainly reporters and editors. In my blog post and paper, I explain the rationale and methodology for this analysis, which you can read at this link. I strongly encourage you to watch the video, which is embedded in this blog post, before continuing. In this presentation, I'm going to do a rhetorical analysis of how the use of corporate terminology to describe the future direction of Tronc signals a shift to a capitalist ideology in which the goals of growth and profit outweigh the traditional purpose of journalism as a method of information dissemination for the public good. I view this through a scientific management theory lens in which work is broken down into smaller units for purposes of greater efficiency. A bit of general industry background: the beginning of the 21st century and the rise of the internet and digital media has caused a crisis in traditional newspaper and magazine publishing, decimating traditional sources of income, and consequently media companies all over the world are struggling to figure out how to stay in business. Let's talk about the word content. Tronc stands for Tribune Online Content, and in recent years this word has become more and more prevalent as a term referring to the products of journalism and publishing, moving away from article or news story. Writers frequently call themselves content providers. Companies talk about content marketing. We have content management systems. The term content then symbolizes a product. Malcolm Casella, who's the Chief Technology Officer and President at Tronc, uses the word content quite a lot in the video. These quotes are just from the first 45 seconds. That third example is telling in that it implies that content is a commodity that can be delivered and it is meant to be consumed. Readers have become consumers. They consume services and products rather than analyze or learn from them. And it has been argued, as we see from this quote from McDowell, that readers have largely come to view the information in newspapers and magazines this way too. Optimization is another common business term, meaning that businesses must maximize their resources and the value of their products to remain or become profitable. Then Vasquez says Tronc will harness the power of local journalism by feeding it into a funnel. Words matter to journalists, and this vague description, which is mirrored in the confusing and kind of meaningless graphic, does little to convince or build credibility among the audience, who are journalists whose jobs are literally built on the precise and effective use of words to communicate events and concepts and truths. The video goes on to describe the automation of certain aspects of journalists' jobs via machine learning and artificial intelligence. Again, we see scientific management principles being used to manage the creation of content for maximum efficiency in production. There is little mention of the actual craft or practice of journalism beyond making content more exciting and visual. The focus on the automation of journalist research implies a concern for profit through efficiency and lowering costs. And in fact, scholarly research on the industry shows that this is a historical trend, as we see in this quote from Cohen. In addition, Cassell's phrase, "that's what people expect," shows that Tronc is treating readers more like consumers than citizens, giving them what consumers demand rather than stories that have public service value. In the next section, Vasquez and Cassell talk about video and visualized content, not from a functional journalistic standpoint, where video or visualized content might enhance or improve a story, but solely from a revenue standpoint. As Casella says, the CPM, which stands for cost per 1,000 impressions, is the reason why we have to raise these numbers, not because it improves the content. The word metrics in the video supports a corporate capitalist ideology that focuses on constantly evaluating efforts with the goal of profits in mind. Cohen notes that metrics are increasingly being used to make decisions about what types of stories to pursue and publish, rather than the judgment of editorial managers. The result is that media companies are publishing stories that they think will be popular and get lots of clicks, rather than important to civic education, engagement, and discourse. In the final part of the video, again, instead of focusing on the Tribune Company's history of great journalism, they are simply focusing on content as a product. Throughout the video, there is little mention of the skills, effort, and time involved in reporting, writing, and editing. This makes Cassell's statement, "From pixels to Pulitzers," completely meaningless, as the video is not focused on anything that would support journalists in creating something that could win a Pulitzer. Technology can enhance journalism, but this video has not focused on that, instead emphasizing technology as a driver for efficiency and revenue. In conclusion, these findings have troubling implications for the mission and purpose of journalism in our society. I've shown how the language in the video emphasizes profit and growth through marketing and automation, and largely ignores the skills-based, time-consuming work or the public service aspect of journalism. Healthy democracies require an informed citizenry that can make intelligent decisions based on proven facts and knowledge. The challenge that journalism has today is how to fulfill its traditional mission within a competitive and rapidly changing digital marketplace, where media companies do, after all, have to make profits to survive. And that is my presentation. Thank you for watching.